and and yeah, I guess that's the thing is that if you reverse it, there's another way I suppose you could look at it. And it's been a while since I've seen AI, so I may be talking out of my butt, to be frank.
Never heard that expression before.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
But yeah, I think perhaps the kid robot, bot, whatever.
David.
Dave, thank you.
David.
David.
Yeah.
He might be the least human of the aliens, or not the aliens, of the robots we take a focus on. That may be it. He was programmed for something that we would generally reserve for a human, and yet he encountered a lot of accidentally more human robots. That's just a thought I've had, but
yeah. Well, he did appear very human to me, but in different, just in different ways to the other robots. I suppose basically you'd be hard pressed to program naivete into a robot.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's one thing. I guess he had one driving thing to him. It was that whole love thing that normally we attribute to humans, and yet it's the thing that messed him up and made him. It was his robotic aspect, really. It was part of his programming. It was also what made him dysfunctional.
Well, I did think that this relationship between David and Monica, the human mother, it did get a little creepy. Say, sorry?
Agreement there.
Yeah. Most of my classmates also agreed. It seemed as if he was altogether too devoted. He literally couldn't function without her.
Yeah, that idea of dysfunction, I guess, comes in there. Speaking then of other dysfunctions, dysfunctional family, Coraline. Linking ideas.
Well, first off, what did you think of the film? Would you like to give a brief rundown of what you thought?
Sure. Coraline. I actually thought it was a pretty good movie. And in fact, it was a very good movie.
Yeah. How did it compare to similar films, say Corpse Bride and The Nightmare Before Christmas?
Definitely superior to Corpse Bride. I guess it's an entirely different animal in some ways to Nightmare Before Christmas, but I'd say it compares on par with that.
Yeah, I thought Coraline was a little better, actually.
A little better.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite drawn into the story. That was the only thing. I can't describe why specifically. So I do have some thoughts on the film, I guess.
Well, like Harry Potter, the story, like Harry Potter 6, the story was probably the only weak point of the movie. What did you think of it? Say, how did you view the story? What did you find wrong with it?
Let's see, the story, I guess, there's nothing specifically wrong with the story, except that I couldn't quite make out the boundaries of it. This spider demon lady who has an official name, but I don't care.
Well, the other mother, yeah.
Oh, okay. She you couldn't tell what she could or couldn't do, really. And I guess that was part of her thing, is that she didn't seem to follow any of those traditional rules. There was the idea presented that she was not going to be playing fair with her. So that's kind of almost a no-no in children's films or any other films where you have a supernatural being that's pretending to set boundaries. And I don't know if that works to the film's benefit or detriment.
Yeah, I thought Coraline was a terrific movie. The visuals were outstanding. And well, the character models were very expressive. Far more so than Corpse Bride or Nightmare Before Christmas. I think the visual quality was better.
I can definitely agree with that. I frankly don't know. And I mean, I get the basic ideas on how they do it, but I don't know how they do it so well with the animation there.
I think
Like you said, lots of expression.
I think I only ever noticed one tiny little glitch or slight lagging of the animation. That was at the very beginning, as I think the clawed hand of the other mother wove the Coraline doll. I think part of it seemed a little too quick, or other parts of that scene were a little too slow. But otherwise, the film was seamless. The visual aspect was seamless.
And I guess that could have either been intentional to add to the sense of weirdness and other worldliness, or it could have just been an early production thing.
Yeah.
And they were still getting their bearings. So I don't know.
Although
I ought to get the second disc off Netflix and just see the special features.
Yeah. I should say though, I say I don't like to see them when they crop up in a film, but I often enjoy picking them out. Do you know? Are you familiar with the term MacGuffin?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. The thing that drives the story without really necessarily having a big build-up.
Yeah, or it doesn't matter what the MacGuffin is, so long as it motivates the plot. AI had a MacGuffin. Harry Potter 6 had 4, but I won't go into that. I thought there was a scene in Coraline in which those two senile old performers give Coraline some kind of triangular viewing eyepiece through which she can find the eyes of the children whom the other mother captured.
Mm-hmm.
We're never really explained. It's never really explained what this thing is. It just seems to be a convenient little artifact, a little plot device through which Coraline can go where the plot needs her to be. I suppose. Well, sorry about that. It seems as if I've switched on my confused Matthew mode. But, I thought that was a rather weak element of the latter part of the story.
And I don't know if I agree with you, simply because I was trying to pull a moral out of all this. That's something I wanted to kind of talk about is whether the film had a moral.
Yeah.
And with that, I guess it seems that throughout the film she was basically viewing this kind of dreary world that's prone to decay. You know, the Russian guy who is either once or never was and always tried to be a great performer. Now a fat old man in a stained shirt, living in someone's attic, and
with a beat fetish. He's a guy with an addiction to beats. Was it? If I remember correctly, yeah. Go on.
And then there's just those former performers who are now old and very kind of. They're a little bit senile. They're crazy old ladies. Everything is unidealized and falling into decay. And I guess with that aspect of the film, the old ladies provided her with something of power in that other place. Something about the experience or something like that. Part of what made them valuable, I guess, is that they had a hidden strength, hidden purpose, despite seemingly being obsolete people.
But
yes, it was MacGuffin.
Yeah. Well, now that you say that, say you were wondering whether Coraline has a moral. Having thought about it now, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't seem as if it does.